Hi everyone, today we're going to be making a child-resistant pedal board. A few weeks ago my friend sent me this picture and basically it is a cry for help. So I'm going to make him a pedal board, but he had a couple of interesting requests. First, he asked that I could incorporate a space for a power supply underneath it, which is not a problem. But then he also asked if I could make it child-proof. Now, I have small kids, and if you have small children, nothing is child-proof. They will get in there if they want to. It might take them a little bit longer, but they will. So I told him I'd make him a child-resistant one, meaning that it might keep his kid out for a little while, but he'll get in there eventually, but he's going to have to work at it. So that's the plan here, and he gave me this cutout, this piece of cardboard. And basically, I need to be able to fit these specific pedals on the pedal board. So I'm using this to make it. I don't have the actual pedals here, but I am going to go for it anyway. And when I get the pedals, I will hopefully make them fit. So these are the vertical sides of my pedal board, and my plan of attack is I'm basically making a box with a removable top. The only difference between this and a regular box though is that when the cover is off of this, I want to have it so that the pedals are angled towards the guitar player. So these are going to be the sides, and we're going to have to kind of somehow make a cut on an angle on both sides, so that way those pedals are angled the way they're supposed to be. I want to clean this edge up a little bit on all these pieces, so I think the easiest way to do it is to run it on a joiner. I like to keep a set of poker cards in my shop because I use them when I need to get equal spacing on projects like this one. I don't have a biscuit joiner, but later on I'm going to reinforce the corners of this frame to add a little more strength. Now we're going to make the cover for this using the cutoffs from the sides that we already assembled. The front and back pieces here are slightly higher than the sides, which means we're going to have to cut these down. We're also going to put a top on this, and we're going to be using 1/2-inch birch ply. But to get it to really fit in nicely, we're going to run dados all along the edges of this. So first I want to bring this down, then we're going to run the dados, and then we're going to cut the ply. I am not sure what I'm thinking here, but these side pieces are closed dados, which means I have to make sure my top cover is installed first before I assemble it, otherwise I won't be able to get it in there. So after realizing this, I tried to slide it in there and I snapped the side off, and then I had to re-glue everything. So now I'm going to do it right. In the end, everything came together very nicely. Now we're going to be using some kind of protective coating, and I'm going to be using a wipe-on poly. I'm going to put several coats of this and let it dry, and then we will be ready to position our pedals and make holes for wires and such. So I'm not just making a wooden box. I got myself a new little gadget, a 3D printer, and I made a whole bunch of stuff here which is going to help with the assembly and also make it look nicer. These are ferrules, and these basically are going to be used to cover the holes that I drill so that I can run the wires from the pedals to the power supply underneath this piece here. It'll just make it look nicer. This is going to cover the hole that I make on the back side of this for the cord that will eventually plug into the wall, and that will bring power to the power supply. So these brackets are going to allow me to mount my power supply underneath my pedal board, and you can see there's holes here, so I can just screw it in and it'll just sit very nicely without it having to worry that it'll fall out. I also made 4 of these corner pieces. Each one is different because technically there is an angle to the bottom of these things. The idea here is that these are going to be mounted to the cover, and they will sit in this little recess here, and it'll prevent the cover from slipping around. Once the cover's on it, it's going to be locked into place, and then you can put your latches on and buckle them down. I also made this little jig, and you're going to see how I use this. It's going to help me set these things into position properly because I don't want them to sit on top of this piece of wood here or damage it. I just want it to be recessed enough where it'll grab and it'll prevent any movement from side to side or up and down. If you have a 3D printer, I will make all the STL files and G-code files for these 3D printed parts available on my website. You can have them for free. I bought these latches on Amazon, and these are going to be what are going to hold the cover in place when it's not in use. Of course, I can't get through a video without making at least one mistake. I made one last thing on my 3D printer, and these are going to help with wire management to kind of keep everything looking neat down here. I am going to plug in here and I am going to have some fun. I hope this video gave you some ideas. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.